The apartment was quiet when he moved in. It didn't stay that way. At first, it was just the feeling of being slightly misaligned, like standing a step too far to the left of where you meant to be. And whatever occupied that space near him never entered his vision all at once. It learned where he didn't look. Early November. The city hadn't decided if winter had arrived yet. Evan Hale unlocked the door to the apartment for the first time. A pre-war building downtown, inherited from his grandmother. The hallway stretched longer than expected. Lights hummed softly overhead. No echoes. Across the hall, a door opened. An elderly woman stood there. Her posture was stiff. Her eyes were clouded, not unfocused, as if detail simply refused to settle in them. She stepped closer than was comfortable and took Evan's wrist. Her grip was firm. "Don't acknowledge it," she said quietly. "Whatever you notice, don't react. Don't let it know you can see it." Before he could respond, she released him and returned to her apartment. The hallway was empty again. The first few days passed normally. Then patterns began to form. On the street, dogs reacted when Evan walked by. Not aggressively. They leaned away from him, every time their eyes fixed on the same place, just behind his left shoulder. In storefront windows, his reflection felt incomplete. The timing was correct. The movement matched. But there was an extra presence in the glass, a vertical distortion where nothing should stand. When he turned, the space was empty. Inside the apartment, objects shifted. Never far, never suddenly. Keys edged toward the corner of the table. A mug repositioned just outside his direct line of sight. Always to the left. Evan blamed habit, old floors, distraction. He began photographing the apartment, just to ground himself. When the images developed, they shared a flaw. A soft blur appeared in each frame. Doorways, corners, behind furniture. Always consistent. In every photo, the blur occupied the same relative position, as if something had remained still while Evan moved around it. He stopped taking pictures. One afternoon, a child stepped into the elevator with her mother. She stared past Evan. Her eyes tracked something slowly upward. "Why is that man so tall?" she asked. The mother apologized, pulled the child closer. Evan didn't look behind him. Late one night, the apartment lights were off. Evan sat on the couch, unmoving. The television screen was black. In its reflection, the shape resolved. A figure stood in the doorway behind him. Too tall. Proportions nearly correct. Its head was angled slightly to one side. Not threatening. Observant. It hadn't just arrived. Evan stayed still. In the reflection, it took one slow step forward. After that, reflections became unavoidable. Glass, metal, dark screens. The figure appeared closer each time. Evan stopped looking directly at anything reflective. He navigated the apartment by memory. In a storage box, he found his grandmother's letters, unsent, carefully dated. She referred to something she called the visitor. The rules repeated across decades. Never acknowledge it. Never look directly at it. Never let it know. The final letter was brief. I looked once. I didn't mean to. I was tired of pretending. Evan sat at the kitchen table. The presence was directly behind him now, close enough to register sound. Slow breathing. He stared forward, did not move. Then a voice spoke. "You can look now," it said gently. "It's all right. I'm here." His hand lifted, unsteady. The chair creaked as his head began to turn. Weeks later, a moving truck idled outside the building. A new tenant carried boxes down the hallway. Across the hall, a door opened. An elderly woman stepped out. Her eyes were clouded. She reached for the newcomer's wrist. The apartment doesn't keep people. It teaches them how not to leave.